to episode 5. In the last episode we fought our first blood moon encounter event. We also got ready and fought our very first boss. Weren't quite ready for it, but fortunately we had strong enough gear that it wasn't that big of a deal. We're going to finish exploring the overworld this direction. See if we can't get all the way to the ocean and find a few more NPCs. We did pick up a gun in the Crimson biome, and that's going to cause an NPC to spawn as long as I have housing available for him. This here umbrella is not useful right now, but I'll show you what it does. While you have it selected, you're holding this umbrella and it makes you fall slowly. At this stage in the game it is not very useful. However, very early on it can be incredibly useful as you're trying to explore deep caves and stuff, because you fall as far as you want and you will not take any damage. Here we have a vulture, which is the other main enemy of the desert biome. Our weapons are plenty strong enough to deal with this stuff at this point, so no problem. Okay, this here is the dungeon. This old man is cursed. He is the keeper of the dungeon. You have to defeat him at night in order to gain entry. And you might be thinking, hey, I can come right in right now. Nothing's happening. If we go deep enough inside the dungeon, it will spawn the Dungeon Guardian, this huge flying skull that will kill you instantly. I can't say I recommend trying it, but it is worth coming into these first couple rooms of the dungeon, because sometimes one of these books will actually be a waterbolt. Waterbolt is actually a pretty powerful spell. Does the same amount of damage as our emerald staff, but it will hit a lot more times before the bolt disappears. It also bounces off of walls, I think up to 5 times, which makes it very, very powerful. It does cost 10 mana as opposed to 6, so we can only cast it about 12 times before we need to let our mana recharge. But one of the best uses of the water bolt is to randomly cast it at the sky. There are islands up in the sky, and if we hit one with a water bolt, the bolt will bounce back down, and that's how we know there's one up there. The only other way is to get a potion or something that lets us fly, and to actually fly up there and look for them that way. And here we see taking a nap is the Angler. By talking to him, we save him. He gives us fishing quests. This quest, he's telling us to catch a harpy fish, which can be caught in sky lakes and surface lakes. So if we go catch one of these, bring him back, he gives us a reward. It's a very good idea to do that as much as you can, because the rewards that he gives you are very good. And this here is the ocean. We are very close to the side of the world. Down in the water there are maybe 1 or 2 ocean chests that have unique items. It is not a terrible idea to make a run for them, try and grab them. However, we do not have any means of breathing underwater, so we are going to have to be kind of smart about this. I'm going to make some room in the inventory. Enough room to grab anything we find in a chest. But like I was saying, we have no way of breathing in the water. And I had some water walking potions, but I left them back at the base. Water walking potions would have allowed us to walk out across the surface of the water here, then drop down and hopefully land right next to a chest. But what we're going to do is keep our recall potion right next to our water bolt and just make a wild run for it. If we start running out of air, we'll just hit the recall potion and safely warp back to base. So here goes. And that is a shark. Alright, sharks hurt. Yeah, stay away from the sharks. Our new water bolt makes quick work of the sharks. So the key is to throw your glow sticks, make sure your path is illuminated, and that also helps you see the chest when you find them. We're just going to loot all that, grab the chest itself, and I think we've got just enough oxygen to get back to the surface. We're dipping into our health right now. That's okay. Alright, so let's look at what we grabbed. We got broken trident. I think even a normal trident wouldn't be as strong as this rotted fork we've got. See, we got a shark fin from the shark. Nothing real impressive from that first chest. But we're gonna... I saw another chest further down. Once our health regenerates back up, we're going to make a mad dash for that one too. Some of these items are well worth the effort, so you know, let's drink a potion and go for it. Yeah, we're probably going to have to use a recall potion to get out of here. Okay, we got flippers. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Oh, there are 2 more chests here. Okay, I don't think we're going to make it out of here. So I'm recalling. Talk to the nurse, get our health back up. There was 2 more chests in there. We now have flippers. Flippers let us swim in the water. That's going to make it actually quite easy to get those other chests, because we could swim down, get the loot out of them, and then swim back up to safely. We don't really need to have the shoe spikes and the climbing claws equipped, so I'm going to store one of those and equip the flippers in their place. You want to make sure you save 1 set of shoe spikes and 1 set of climbing claws. You can combine those with another item later on to make something that's pretty cool. So I'm not going to spoil it for you yet, but just keep that in mind. Don't sell those quite yet. And we're going to deposit the rest of this stuff and head on over. Try and get the rest of that loot. So I'll see you back at the ocean. Here we are back at the ocean. With the flippers on, we can just jump up and down in the water, no big deal. I'm launching these water bolts straight down. I guess not straight down, but down at something of an angle, just in case there's any sharks. They'll kind of spot them for me, case in point. Not the worst thing that we can encounter. Definitely the worst thing in the ocean, but they do have to run into you to hit you, so as long as we can avoid them, avoid letting them get too close, then we'll have no trouble. See what's in here. Not much. Let's steal that chest. Loot this one. Steal it and get out of here. Alright. So I'm just gonna hop back out of here. Matter of fact, we're gonna use a recall potion because there's nothing left for us here. So bam. Alright, now our I forget what you call him. He's a gun salesman. You can buy musket balls from him. You also buy better guns. This mini shark is a very good upgrade. Only does 6 damage, but the rate of fire is really good. And then these illegal gun parts are very expensive, but you can combine them to craft some really powerful guns. I'm just gonna store all of this extra loot real quick. Looks like nighttime just started, and that is good because I can go ahead and fight the Eye of Cthulhu again. This time I'm going to show you another way of fighting him. If you don't have any of the awesome magic weapons that I happen to have on this run, you can use Shurikens to do most of the fighting for you. You find these all over the place, and they do piercing damage. They don't do a lot of damage, but you can throw them quickly and they will pierce through it and hit it multiple times, and you can only throw them so far. So if you throw them straight up at them, they will go up and fall down and hit them. So let's go ahead and try them out. So as you can see, hit by hit they're doing much less damage, but since each one is hitting multiple times, in the long run it's going to do a ton of damage. Alright. So he's going to fire, I think, 5 of those eyeballs and start charging us. He's going to charge 3 times, and then he's going to get back over our heads and start firing the eyeballs again. Rinse and repeat. And you can buy these shurikens from the merchant NPCs. So if you want to fight the Eye of Cthulhu and you haven't quite got the right weapons for the job, then you can always buy some of these from the merchant. Takes quite a lot though. I think I had about 200 of them when we started this fight, and we've already burned through most of them. He's not even halfway dead yet. They do fall on the ground, and you can salvage them off the ground, throw them again. But I think even considering that, we're not going to have quite enough. Might have enough to get him to his second form. Yep, here he goes. But we are running out right now. If you're having trouble keeping your health up, you can put up a campfire. Campfires will increase your health regeneration. There's also a number of useful, powerful potions that we can craft. We haven't got into any potion crafting. We should probably do that soon. Okay, I'm about to die. Yeah, he got me. If I was being careful instead of talking, I would have had him right there. So let's go pick up my money, or whatever it was I dropped. And no big deal. You can craft the summoning item for the Eye of Cthulhu. I think it takes 6 lenses, and you have to stand by one of those altars. It's either in the crimson, it'll be a crimson altar, or in the corruption. It's a corrupt altar, something like that. It looks like some kind of altar, and you can craft more at that point. So I've got 6 lenses. I could go take care of that now, but since I mentioned it, before I forget, let's get into some basic potion crafting. We got a number of plants we can use. So all we need to do is get some bottles of water. So we just need to stand in any amount of water, and there's our bottles of water. We're going to craft all but one. We want to keep one empty bottle, and I'll show you why in a second here. Just need to climb back out. And if you take an empty bottle and put it on a table or a crafting bench, it is now a alchemy station, so to speak. We can now craft potions at this table. So we've got our bottles of water. We now need the rest of the ingredients. Mushrooms, glowing mushrooms are good. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Iron ore is an ingredient in the iron skin potion, so definitely want one of those. And we've got our day bloom, blink root, water leaf, shiver thorn, cactus. I think that's all. Yes, that is all of the crafting ingredients I have on me. And we can see here we can make healing potions. The normal healing potions that restore 100 health, they only take 2 regular healing potions and a glowing mushroom. So let's go ahead and get as many of these as we can. No matter what kind of healing item you use, you get the 60-second cooldown before you can use another one. So it's always a good idea to use the best healing potions available. Regeneration potions, those are very good. Let's go ahead and make one of those. It's a good idea to keep in mind the duration. 5-minute duration, that's pretty good. Some of them have much less duration. Certain potions have like a 2-minute duration, so you're going to need more of those to get through a tough fight like a boss. Swiftness potion, very good. Iron skin potion, there's that iron ore and a day bloom. Gonna craft one of those. Shine potions are kind of nice, as well as night owls. Not really necessary. Flipper potion lets you move swiftly in liquids. Don't really need that. We already made an ocean run. Maybe when we go to the ocean on the other side of the world, that'll come in handy. But anyways, that is how you make potions. We still have plenty of bottled water. We still have plenty of ingredients if we want to craft some more potions. But there are certain potions that are useful for boss fights, mainly regeneration, swiftness, iron skin, anything that makes you deal more damage, that sort of thing. So we're going to put all this stuff back in the inventory. Got ourselves a banner for killing 50 zombies. That's nice.